Is anybody there? I see Chaos Reaper. How you doing? Welcome to another garden stream here. We're propped up underneath the tree where the shade is. Because, of course, I picked the hottest time of the day to go live. This is going to be, could be the last garden stream of the year, and we're going to see why here in a few minutes. Good to see everybody. Make yourself known. Hit the like button, hit the share button, leave me a comment, see what's going down. We are live now. And some people have been waiting, hanging out here. Let's see who was here a little earlier. Monstar, Tito, good to see you. Oh, I almost blocked you, Monstar. We're gonna pick a couple things, and then we're gonna cut open the cantaloupe, cut open the watermelon because they're not growing any bigger. So we'll see how they go. There's Cassie. Yeah, we're gonna put an end to the garden probably for the year here today. We'll see how it goes. If people can share this out for me, I know I kind of shared it out right before I went live. But I have a couple of things to, we have some little mini tomatoes that I picked that I'll probably have for lunch here. I'm gonna throw a steak on the grill. And yeah, this guy never grew any bigger. He is still the size of a softball. So not even close to how big a cantaloupe should be. I went ahead and found out like what you should be looking for whenever you go to harvest cantaloupe and watermelon. So YouTube came in handy again. And the look on that cantaloupe supposedly means it should be ripe, even though it wasn't full grown. Every time I flipped it around, there was bugs on it, so I'm wondering if it got infested with bugs or not. We'll find out when we crack it open here in a little bit. So definitely share this stream out, let people know we're live. I'm going to be here for about a half an hour, and we'll raid Mark Caliber stream there. Watermelon is amazing. This is going to be a very anticlimactic stream. That watermelon's the same size it's been for a while. There's Mark. Yeah, we're going to raid you, Mark, as soon as we're done here. I don't know how much longer you're going to be live, but Mark's got a live stream going on now. I did not know that was going down. Else I probably would have waited. Tito's here, Cassie, Caliber. Like I said, hit the like, hit the share button. This will be a short stream, but we're going to cut this cantaloupe open, and then we're going to go over and grab the watermelon, and you'll see that even the tiny little watermelon is still about the size of a 50-cent piece. So we're going to cut these melons open. The herbs will continue to grow, so I'll still be checking on those. You'll see the tomato plant, the cucumber plant's completely gone. The tomato plants are about all done too, and that's on their own. I'm ready to go jump in my neighbor's pool. Yeah, we're only going to be on here for a little bit, and then we'll go raid Caliber in his live stream. The tomatoes, I had grape tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. And like I said, I got a little handful of those here that I'll be able to eat. But that might be it. I might get some more little ones. We'll see. I had bought early girl tomatoes, and I got one tomato off of each one, and they weren't even full size. So it's got to be a dirt problem. I know Goddess will probably show up and tell me to put coffee grounds in there next year, which I'll consider. I had a different type of grounds that I could have used, but I did not. We have a little watermelon. There's a baby watermelon I'm probably going to crack open, and there's probably 4 or 5 cantaloupes that are still trying to grow. What up, Crimson? Had some fun at AEW. I talked a little bit about it last night on my live stream, but also the possibility of some changes to the channel here. I know 2 years ago when I went to AEW, my friends and I, they used to be indie wrestlers and promoters as well. One still wrestles and referees, and one still commentates. So the idea of me doing ring announcing came up again for a local federation. That might happen, which would be pretty cool. My friend said that it could be a very good possibility. And also, one of these Thursday nights, because that's the night that we kind of agreed if this is going to happen, it'll be. One of these Thursday nights, I'll have a StreamYard stream for about an hour before my show. And what we're going to do there is I'll probably do a StreamYard's Get Blaze show. but I'll introduce you guys to the Real Deal podcast folks. So you'll get to meet CJ and Ray and Doc. All three of them I'll bring onto StreamYards, interview them so you guys can know a little bit about their history in the wrestling business, what they've done in the wrestling business, and if they're still kind of doing things, what they're doing. Some of the people they've met, interviewed. The Real Deal podcast that they used to do was Sunday nights. And like after a pay-per-view or something, they would get on for a couple hours. And it's not like a lot of the podcasts that you see for wrestling now, which is, Raw opened up with this match, and then this came out, and then that came out, which is very informational. This podcast has always been a little more than that. So they had interviews, they had guests, they did skits. They talked about what was hot in wrestling at the time or what was pissing them off. But it was more topic related overall instead of just covering what happened in wrestling that week. So I might be bringing the Real Deal podcast here to my channel, and then eventually maybe have our own channel. But I'm going to interview those three guys regardless, so that's in the works for one of these Thursday nights. So I'll probably still have a show, but it'll be an hour Get Blaze show first, testing out either 7:30 or 8 o'clock there on Thursdays. They have already said could work. So we'll see how it goes. JW Caliber, Joker's in the house. Good to see you. We could be calling it quits for the garden streams this year. Normally through the end of August, I'll do these streams. I might have one later on. This is definitely probably the end of the veggies for that. And you'll see here in a second. I had green beans yesterday for lunch. That was good. Other podcasts, yeah. I mean, and that's another thing too. I want to get you guys involved too. I want those guys to meet the community we have around here. And bring in some of their community as well. I got to meet some people from IWC, which is the International Wrestling Cartel. It's a local promotion around here now that one of the guys still works for. Got to meet some of the female and male wrestlers in ICW at the AEW show. It's pretty cool. They were all kind of congregating behind where we were sitting because we were directly under the boom mic. So that boom mic swung the camera, I should say, boom camera. It swung right above us a bunch of times. So it was like right above us. He could not see us. So he may have saw me in a glimpse of the crowd or something, but not like the last time. But it was still a good show. Tonight will be pretty crazy. Rampage, 10 p.m. Now, they started at 8. So I don't know if they're going to do 2 hours of dark tapings or they're going to tape Rampage and bring it to you at 10 o'clock taped. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. There's 3 matches in Rampage tonight. They're all championship matches. And I even pointed out the other night that I think it's wrestling history. And I know some of this has happened before. But I think a title might change tonight. I think the Impact title might go on from Kenny Omega to Christian. You never know. We had a good time at that show. We had a good time. And Ray, my one friend who had just flown back from Vegas the night before, was telling back and forth. That's why I really want to get this Real Deal podcast going. These guys are great storytellers. They're funnier than me. They're more entertaining than me, and that's what I want to bring. Did podcasts for a couple years, and they've interviewed some big names in wrestling. I don't know if that'll be a part of it, but just the questions that I was asking them, like I've talked about CJ. Sensation actually has a win over CM Punk. CM Punk was, or who CJ was at the time, but it was here near my hometown. But hopefully some interesting stuff here at the channel. But let's look at the garden. We can talk about the wrestling stuff another time. Let's look at the garden and see what we got, what's going good and what's not going. We wait about 10 minutes here. We're not going to be able to be in the sun very long after this phone's going to overheat. But I'll just show you what's going down and what's falling apart. Like I said, the green beans I'll probably still harvest a couple. All right, we are back. Hopefully you guys are still with me here. A little bit of interruption just to switch over to mobile data instead of my Wi-Fi, which I'm right on the verge of the end of my Wi-Fi here. But Ray, who flown from Las Vegas, actually met Kenny Omega at the airport. So he has pictures with his daughter with Kenny Omega, and I actually got to talk to Kenny. They were on one of those little trams where you stand on the airport and escalators that just go side to side. So he was standing on there just bullshitting with Kenny Omega. So here's where our cantaloupe was. And I put that rock there to support it. And you see dead leaves crumbling. This stuff has just had it. So as I started to turn it, it fell off. So that is a sign of ripeness from what I saw on YouTube, is deadness on the stem here, which we have. Looks like it's starting to separate. And as soon as I started to twist it, it popped off. So we have this one, which is starting to grow, and it doesn't have the veins on the outside or anything yet, so it still has some time to develop, hopefully, because this plant is dying. This plant doesn't look like it's going to last very much longer. We have another one here, little guy starting to grow. That's already looking to separate. And this guy down here, which what I've been doing basically, see, and there's a spider living on that one. You can stay, spider, just don't eat this melon. So there, we're gonna cut these melons open here today as well. That one's getting a little bigger. There's a little one over there. But the pathetic thing is, our cabbage is all gone. These are, they need some real sad music right here. My tomatoes are history. I'll probably still get a couple little ones. If you guys remember, this was all cucumber. And here, let's put an end to this guy's life. These two tomato plants just never grew. So we're gonna take this little guy, even though he's so small. We're gonna pull him off. He has not grown at all in a couple weeks. So we're gonna see what happens when you open a very, very small watermelon. So got a couple things growing. Flowers are still going. Even those onions I planted there aren't looking good, and something's eating it. Something's eating at my onions. So those onions aren't going to be very good, but oh well. I mean, that's all trial and error. I've said that since day one. Those two plants there just didn't do well. So now let's get this guy off. And it kind of pulled off pretty well. I mean, it's colored and looks like it's starting to ripe, but it's very small. Over to the pepper plants. Not doing good, but when there's buds, I'm going to keep them to see how long. I got a couple little peppers here that I can still use to cook. I might actually pull a couple of these little ones just to throw some peppers on the steak. So I don't have any big peppers here. A couple more in there. But the zucchini I had there is gone. Sage and the flowers are still going. Neither of these, remember we were guessing which one was going to get to the top first? Looks like neither got to the top first. So not really good. It's dying. Mwah, 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 mwah. Rosemary bush still doing good. I got rid of the cilantro. You see the parsley growing right back there. Lemon thyme still growing back. Look at that basil. I just harvested that like a week ago. The rain comes, I just harvested all of this. It'll grow back. And once it's a couple inches up, I will clip that. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Look at that basil, just big and beautiful. Not looking great. I mean, I trimmed these down really good to get that lemon thyme, because I like cooking with that stuff. It adds a little lemony flavor to stuff. More parsley. Clematis will hope grow next year a little more. Let's cut these little guys open. Get out of the sun before my damn phone overheats. Grapevine, yeah, we'll look at the grapevine. So here's our little, you see, very tiny watermelon and a little watermelon there. We're gonna find out what's inside the watermelons here in just a minute, so stay tuned. This is the longest the grapevine ever grew. I actually wrapped it around the damn tree. These are the end, where you're supposed to actually cut these off at first and let it get more full on the inside. But if you look up here, we do have some grapes now. We do have some color in these grapes. I'm gonna eat one. We're gonna see if they're still as sour as they were last year. No complete oregano. Hell yeah, bro. Didn't you see it? So we're gonna grab some grapes. I'll test them out. We don't have any complete bushels that are good, and the bugs have been getting at them. But look at all those grapes up in there. Could probably make a thing of grape juice again. I have a 2 or 3 year old jar of it out there in my fridge that's pure grape juice from a couple years ago. This is oregano right here, brother. This whole bush is now 2.5 years old. Little butterfly visiting us. There's a bee getting a drink. Save the bees, people. Don't kill them. I used to kill them all the time. Yeah, that's all oregano right there, brother. I love using that on my steaks as well. Yeah, we will be firing this puppy up. Got a couple strip steaks to hop on there. We have a couple grapes. Interested to see what's going on with these grapes this year. So when I bought these grapes, they were supposed to be seedless, but here and there they weren't. What we're gonna do also, we're gonna be a little bit safe. Cooking with Blaze stream. Now that's for Sean. Monstar does the cooking streams. I do the growing streams of veggies and stuff of the like. Alright, let's see if that reaches. We're just going to be safe and wash off the stuff before I eat it, because I have sprayed this stuff with Sevin dust and some other different types of pesticides to keep the bugs off and whatnot. Didn't really keep the bugs off either. I need to do one of these streams from StreamYards, because now I do know you can flip the camera, and I didn't do that before, but let's see what we got going on here. So I'm thinking about doing it. I could have done a garden stream from StreamYards, and I could have like brought you guys on and talked about like what we see and what. Let me go ahead and wash off these grapes. We'll try grapes. Food testing with Blaze is more like what it's like. And share this out. Let some people come back in, see what's going down. We're gonna go ahead and try a good old grape right off the vine. Still sour. Yes. Sour. Wow. Super sour. Let's try another one that looks a little more colorful. So what's the trick here? The YouTube trick? There it is. Grapes of Wrath. That one's not quite as sour, but still sour. Ugh. The tomatoes as well. These little mini tomatoes, wash them off. And we're gonna cut open these little melons and see what the hell's in here. It's kind of the moment I've been waiting for. I mean, it's been 10 years since I've grown some melons. The previous house I had a garden already in there. And already had pumpkins and watermelon grown in the yard. So we have a couple little tomatoes. I got cherry and grape tomatoes, so grape and cherry. Not to be confused with the grape I just ate. This is a grape tomato. These are pretty much the only yield in the tomatoes that I got, though. But they're delicious. This is the one thing that, because I don't eat a lot in the morning, I eat a lot of breakfast, and I shouldn't eat a lot of raw vegetables, but sometimes, because of my stomach issues, I just need to get it going. So if I came out and just grabbed a couple of these grapes and just had a small snack. And raw tomato is definitely not the best thing for me. But here is our little endeavor. What I need to do is prop that biatch up. So we can see this a little better. Check it out. No groundhog today. He's in there. Leo is in the house. Corey's in the building. Oh, you like tomato? Let's go ahead and oh, there was a spider. We're gonna rig this table so you can see what we're doing a little better, maybe. All right. Oh yeah, a little angle on that shit. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing tonight? Share this out. Let people know we are live in the garden. We're about to cut open these melons. Washing off our little baby watermelon. And our baby cantaloupe. Size of a softball, I guess. We got a softball-sized watermelon, a JW caliber. We got a baseball-sized. No, we got a softball-sized cantaloupe, baseball-sized watermelon, and a golf ball-sized watermelon. So that's what we're dealing with here, folks. Amen, Cassie. I like fried green tomatoes. You guys like fried green tomatoes? My cheap knife. Cheap, pretend I'm a person that knows what I'm doing knife. Good to see everybody here. Joker, Cassie, Tito, everybody. I'm trying to rig this table a little better. There we go. I am the type that would have the table completely fall over on me. All right, the moment of truth, I guess. It's time to cut these puppies open and see what we got. I don't know, what do you guys think is gonna be in there? Anybody think it's gonna be bugs? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think is gonna be in here? Will they be ripe? Will they be... Never had fried green tomatoes? Well, I used to like fried zucchini. And my mom would make fried zucchini and you kind of make it the same way. So I started when I had zucchini. Actually, they might have some zucchini over there in their garden. I should go check. They always said I could have something if there's any over there. Just give me a second. Anybody still here? I'm back. May do one either Saturday. Oh, you guys talking about good, you guys. So I went over to my neighbors and got a nice big fat tomato, got some banana peppers, and got a nice big zucchini. Now I'm gonna cut this zucchini open because there was a worm in the, see, there's the stem, and there was a worm burrowed into that stem because this zucchini was already unhitched from its plant. So it's gonna die anyway. We got some green peppers. I'll cut up an onion, I'll cut up these green peppers, and that's going on my steak today when I cook it. All right, so I'm sorry I made you guys wait for that. I was over talking to my neighbor about seal coating my driveway as well, because he did his. So, the moment we've all been waiting for. I don't have my drum. Ooh, that makes the whole phone move. That's pretty funky. It's a drum roll. It's gonna give me it. Well, let's cut open the little one first. Wally, no I'm not. If I was a good gardener, that would be a bigger size. That would be the size of an actual cantaloupe, and that would be, that's our watermelon, people. Wah, 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 wah. Anybody show up else while I was gone? Joker, Cassie, Wally. All right, little mini, size of a golf ball. Never grew in the past 2 weeks, so it's time to find out what happens to a watermelon when it's only the size of a golf ball, but it decides to ripen anyway. Well, there you have it. Kind of just what I expected. We got 3 seeds, and we got enough for maybe one little bite of watermelon. So the watermelon did ripen. Smells delicious. And we're just gonna salvage whatever actual watermelon is here. Seed or two. Oh, there you have it. So it's technically a watermelon. It's technically a watermelon, meets all the everything that consists of a watermelon. Little seeds starting to grow, but like I said, it didn't grow in a couple weeks. So if you ever guys watch the report of the week, that nerdy guy does food reviews and stuff, and he's always says going in. I watched a special about that kid. Like, he had a bunch of stomach issues and stuff and was living out of his car for a while, and he's got like 1 million some subscribers on YouTube. I mean, he's no joke. Going in, big, huge watermelon. I'm not doing ASMR and all that shit. There's the other one. I don't really like, that's why I'm not showing myself eating on, I'm not really, I know a lot of people love that shit. I'm just not into it. I like to grow the stuff and show the stuff. There's our little watermelon. Isn't he lovely? Oh, there's this big ant on my foot. Watermelon number 2. Bite number 2. So, our mini watermelon. I guess that's what we get. We're gonna save the cantaloupe for last because I really think I might be eating cantaloupe today for lunch, seeing what happened there. So we have our second watermelon now. Which this is the one that started, and I thought it was gonna be the big guy. I thought this was gonna be our big haul. It's gonna be our claim to fame with the garden this year. It got all long, it got weird looking, but it still looks right. Andrew, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. So it is a watermelon, but it's very, very tiny. Good to see everybody. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I see 9 thumbs. I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be going into the Hex for LTD. And hopefully soon I'll be bringing you some more Get Blazed talk show. Have some fun with that. Maybe the Real Deal podcast may return on this channel. Who knows? Yep. All right. We have, oh wait, we still have part number 2 of our mini watermelon. Oh, all right. There it is. So we're having, we had a couple pieces of tomato for lunch. Like I said, I'm having steak, so there's. Our baby watermelon is done. Yay. Good to see everybody. Yeah, I mean, those obviously that was right, but not enough to have. I mean, it was more water than melon, basically. And there is. I mean, I have pretty big hands. I can palm a basketball. This is about the size of not even a softball, I don't think. All right. Yeah, Wally, I just rearranged my jerseys. I have one from every NFL team. Go ahead and make it happen. All right. The moment of truth. What happened with our prize watermelon? Oh, not bad. Not bad. No bugs got in it. Seeds starting to form. I mean, I don't know much about watermelons and growing melons and stuff, but it looks like it was trying to grow bigger. I mean, I know it's not completely ripe, as you can see. Same thing here. A couple seeds, not completely ripe, but hey, it's watermelon, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew it, so it does make it a little better to say that you grew your own watermelon. Oh, a lot of seeds in this sucker. I don't know if there's seedless watermelons. And I'm not planting these because obviously watermelon's not going to grow that good in this garden unless I make some changes to the dirt. I have one of those pH testers. I'm going to test it out. The center is not hard. It is delicious. And it's good. Definitely not as flavorful as a real big piece of watermelon. This might be the biggest chunk that we get out of all of them. Like a literal, actual piece of watermelon here. So watermelon fail here in the garden. You can kind of see it's not ripe enough. It's like one, maybe a bite. This side, same. I'm surprised that bugs didn't get in it. I would have guessed that bugs were going to get in it. There you have it, folks. Yeah, I've been turning the soil. I treat the soil. I feed the plants. I need to test the pH. White Sox, Yankees. Yeah, that was a fun game, Wally. I saw the highlights for that. It was like a storybook finish as well. Game-winning home run in the bottom of the ninth. Yeah, it's a little uneven as far as actually getting ripe. It's a slice of watermelon. Might get a visit from the neighbor's dog here if he sees me. So there you go, guys. We grew this watermelon. We grew this watermelon here in the garden. Oh, only a couple actual pieces of watermelon. It's not completely salt, sugar. Yeah, sure. Right now I'm just eating it raw with the beauty of growing my own watermelon here. Cheers. Well, this is the real test. Is this guy. Before we do that, let's wash off this zucchini. Straight up melon. So just for the sake of the stream, let's go ahead and cut this puppy open too. Try not to cut my finger off in the process. So I'm gonna fry up some zucchini on the grill as well. Not bad. The bug didn't get in there, so I'll hollow that out. I know people make zucchini boats too and put stuff in them. I don't know if anyone out there's ever done that. These are perfect for that. Hollow them out. Bake them with, I don't know what they put inside when they make, maybe sausage and cheese or something, or just cheese. I don't know. Might even shred it and fry it and make like a potato pancake would be. I've seen it get done like that too. So we have some zucchini to mess with, but last, the final, it's the final fruit down. There it is. My prized possession, my first cantaloupe. Like I said, there's like 4 or 5 cantaloupe over there still. We're gonna cut up these peppers to go on to my steak. I don't have any lettuce, but I don't know what I'll do with the tomato. Figure it out. Maybe fried tomato. All right, let's find out what's inside this cantaloupe. I'm hoping that it's ripe so we can have a couple nice little slices of cantaloupe here. Strippers don't have AC in their apartments, only fans. How you doing, Count? Yep, banana peppers from my neighbors. They have tons of banana peppers over there. I just need enough to chop up, and I'll grab an onion from my house and throw the onions and peppers on my steak. Count for the corny joke. Yay, just in time for me to slice open this bad boy and cut you, bitch. All right. Yeah, thank you, JW, for the bumps. I'm not going to go into my drum set to do that. All right, let's find out if the cantaloupe actually inside is a cantaloupe. Drum roll. Shaky camera. Drum roll again. It's like an earthquake going on. All right, let's find out what we got here. Well, I'll make you wait a second. I made you wait when I went over there. Just as a reminder, we did have some grapes earlier. So some really sour grapes. So Count, these are for you. Here's some sour grapes. They're very sour, honestly. All right. Closing in on 40-minute stream here, way too much. Left you guys hanging while I talked to my neighbor about seal coating my damn driveway. Fry the tomato on the steak too? Huh, maybe. And I'll probably make a baked potato as well. All right, some garlic bread. Sour over Christmas. Oh, okay, you should be. All right. Well, we went over the death of the garden. The garden, not looking good. We still have maybe 3, maybe 4 cantaloupe that might ripen. Hopefully to the point that we have this little softball looking cantaloupe. Should be about at least half size more than that. All right, we're pissing around. Let's do it. Find out. Ooh, that's a nice, easy cut. I think we might have cantaloupe, folks. Will we have bugs? Anybody? Bugs or no bugs? What do you say, folks? Good cantaloupe, all seeds. Any guesses? I'm going to unveil the cantaloupe here. Let's hear your guesses in the chat. What do you guys think this cantaloupe's going to look like inside? Now, all the signs were that it was ripe. Count says no bugs. Like I said, there were little bugs that I would flick off the outside, but it's pretty thick and solid. JW says no bugs. What about seeds? Tons of seeds or no seeds? Who thinks? I think there's going to be a bunch of seeds, seeing how these other plants pretty seedy. Everybody no bugs. Well, without further ado, let's check it out. Ho, ho, ho. Reminds me of good old, I didn't even bring a, that's looking good, man. That's looking pretty good. I think we're straight. Tons of seeds. It's cutting really easily. Let's take out the seeds on this one. Look at that. It actually did ripen really good. The snot off the side of it. And all these seeds starting to grow never grew. But hey, not too bad. It's an actual, I should have brought a damn spoon. Here you have it. I'd say that's kind of a cantaloupe, if you will. I'm live. But I can definitely smell it. Slice here, there you go. Cantaloupe. Fresh, just cut. There you have it. Mm-hmm. Well, not really completely ripe. Like if you ever had like honeydew. Yeah, it's not completely ripe. Like almost ripe, if you will. There you have it. Cantaloupe grown from my garden. Not as dark of a orange as it should be. I mean, the very center, that one was a lot better. That was a lot more cantaloupe taste. Yeah, it's really not ripe all the way. And like I said, I left this sit on the vine, what, like 2 weeks now, and it hasn't grown at all. No, no, that's cantaloupe. There you go. So the end all be all of trying to grow cantaloupe is, I don't know if it was too much rain, not enough water, the soil, but the same things that have happened to the other where they're really not growing. We got some honest to goodness cantaloupe. Very interesting. There's flies already on it, so it must be sweet. Cantaloupe. Yeah. Yep, that's cantaloupe. And not as sweet as like store-bought cantaloupe, so you can tell that it didn't really totally get the way it should. But we will have a little piece of cantaloupe here to go with our sour grapes. And this half we'll just finish off. Not really juicy and delicious, but kind of okay. It's like, I was gonna say, I've never had bad cantaloupe. Like now I can say I've had almost ripe cantaloupe. But that's the beauty of, like, even though, look, this is all I'm getting. I mean, we grew this. We put that plant in the ground. Watch that thing get bigger and bigger, and here's the fruit that we grew. So the gratification of eating the fruit that you grew, or the vegetables, the plants, that's the end all be all. That's what it's all about. Doesn't it? I mean, for me at least, I don't need a ton of food, but just having a little bit's pretty cool. All right. So, well, I did plant them a little later, but they were already grown, and a little bit. And I did plant them a little later, so I'm sure that will help too. We do have a bunch of little tomatoes. I'll end up using this tomato as well. My peppers, my zucchini, and I guess a mini harvest, if you will. Enough to add to your dinner, or a side dish of fried zucchini maybe with the steak here tonight. Find out how much zucchini you can get out of that. Hey, colorful vegetables, fruits, there you have it. Grown right here in the garden. That is it. We kind of went over, there's our remnants of what kind of was a watermelon, kind of was a cantaloupe. Now I am just going to throw all these seeds. I'll clean this up. I'll throw all these seeds back in the woods. So go back in where my pile of extra crap is. We'll see if maybe something will grow out of there. Who knows? Not with my luck, but. And that should do it for today, folks. Tomorrow we go into the Hex, all 6-man matches. We already saw a new tag champs in both the women's division and the active roster. So we'll see who the #1 contenders are as well tomorrow evening. Around 6:37 p.m. we will be live. I'm gonna head over to that grill right there, slap some steaks on there, a late lunch / dinner, whatnot. But I appreciate y'all. It's a beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania. One last look at what we got from the garden here today. Finish what could be the last garden stream of the year. We might come back just to harvest some herbs, but tomatoes that have passed, and we may get a couple little baby tomatoes again. Green beans, I had that for lunch yesterday. Garlic, butter, salt, pepper, green beans, fried them up. They were pretty good. Couple more cantaloupes on those vines, maybe. Bug me whenever you want, guys. That's what I'm here for. I got some sage over there I'll burn to keep the demons away. Couple peppers growing. I mean, I grabbed a banana pepper for the steak instead of a green pepper tonight, since they have some over there. And while I'm cooking my steak, you bet you dupa, I'll be grabbing some oregano, a little basil, a little lemon thyme, and throwing it right on my damn steak. That's what I'm gonna do. I hope you guys have a great day as well. A great evening, a great tomorrow. Happy Friday the 13th. Oh, no cameos for the cats. They're upstairs in the AC, that's why. All right, everybody, peace, positive vibes. Thanks for stopping by my little oasis here today in the backyard. Coming soon, some changes to the channel, maybe a little more podcasts, interview-related stuff, as well as LTD. Stick around, we'll see what happens. You guys are amazing. I'm sure there'll be some live streams tonight we'll all hang out with as well. Hope to see y'all there. 13 likes up on the board. Make sure you guys can still share this out, leave a comment. If you're watching this later, coming home from work or whatever, checking out what we did, just hit the thumbs up for your boy Blaze, and I'll check you on the flip side. See you in my streams, people. I'm out of here. Love you.